What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. We all know that Ja Morant is on the Memphis Grizzlies, and he's been suspended indefinitely, from what I understand, which is what he needs to be suspended indefinitely. He's an idiot. But the city of Memphis is a very interesting city. In my opinion, it's one of the greatest and worst cities for black people in America. Memphis has been the heart of civil rights, although people don't know about that. Dr. King, the great Dr. King, was killed in the city of Memphis. The city of Memphis is also a hub for Church of God in Christ, which is very big in our community. But also, Memphis now is the second state capital for down south hip hop. And think about all the other cities that are around. You have Atlanta, you have your Houstons in the down south market, you have your Charlottes in the down south market. You would have your Nashvilles out there, Mobile, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, all of these great places that are there. But somehow Memphis stands out. Although Memphis is not as big as the Atlanta area, but Memphis has Young Dolph, rest in peace, other people like Yo Gotti, a lot of different talent is coming out of Memphis, right? And so is it for a young lady by the name of Glorilla. Now, as people are roasting Ja Morant with these memes, an interesting photo comes out about Glorilla in her youth. And you see the picture here, we try to blur the gun here. That's her holding an AK-47. And she has now responded to this. She says, "I was a menace in high school. I'm so embarrassed." Now, let me just say this real quick. People have the opportunity to grow. I'm not going to begrudge that. Like the late, great David Carroll used to make the example. If people are always judged on their past, what do you do with Malcolm X? Malcolm X was a crook, right? What about Paul? What about people that we will look at in the community that's doing things like Big U? A lot of the brothers that have NGOs and good foundations helping the black youth came from that neighborhood element. So a lot of times in the black community, we love to castigate those people. And I used to do that too, but I don't do that anymore because everybody deserves a second chance. I'm not the same person I was even 3 years ago. So I'm not dealing with Glorilla because I'm not hating on her for that photo 10 years ago. The issue is Glorilla exhibiting that same toxic behavior that is destroying black America today. Now, in the case of Malcolm X, clearly Malcolm X of the early and late 1950s and early 1960s was not that same black Malcolm X in the late 40s and early 50s. That was clear to see that. Saul, who became Paul, once he became a devout follower of Christ, well, he went and took Christianity into the Gentiles. That's why we call Paul the apostle to the Gentiles. So he wasn't persecuting Christians as a Pharisee at this time. He had stopped that, and he went on to become the greatest person outside of Jesus Christ in the New Testament. But Glorilla, I have a question for her. Are you exhibiting the same behavior that you did in your youth, in your music? I would say that you're not posting guns, but you're posting negative attributes and stereotypes to women in your community. People say that the former community I was dealing with, the black manosphere, we deal with a lot of negative stereotypes about black women that are not true. And while black men can be critical of black women on social media, I look at Glorilla views and then I see videos like Come Quick, these songs. I see women that are almost pregnant. There's a video of twerking in there in front of kids. I see all kind of debauchery and ratchetness in those things. Okay? No more love, F Jigga free. Okay? This is talking about basically being a sexual deviant towards black men, sleeping with them and kicking them out. And you have all your little thugettes and Pookie and Ray Ray-ettes who love Glorilla's music. They think it's great. People actually die at Glorilla's concerts, not because of her own fault of her own, but it gets so packed because of that tomfoolery and that those negative ghetto hood stereotypes that y'all say that we're the ones as black men emulating, but actually she's the one emulating, that we actually stereotype, but she's emulating these things and y'all don't say anything. Glorilla is just as dusty as she was holding that AK-47, even worse, because the AK-47 was just a picture. Glorilla's music is a terrorizing agent in Black America, especially to young women. And this is what y'all don't want to realize. She don't need no gun in the picture. The gun is the microphone that she's using. That's what's spraying people in their brains, in their mind. And then when you look at these young women who will not be able, many of them, to pair bond with a man. Look at the ladies on Glorilla's video. Look at how they act. Look at how they're jumping around. Do you think that some black man wants to deal with somebody like in the Glorilla video? And then at the same time, if these young black men start dealing with a white woman and all that, and I have to be fair here. While I don't think that's the best solution for most black men, me as a pro-black, what do you expect as an outcome if some of the ladies in the community are coming around as Glorilla, and it's enough out there? We're not gonna say it's a lot or it's the most, but it's enough. It's enough that we're comfortable with. When we see Glorilla's video, we don't be like, oh, okay, well, no, that's not a true depiction. No, we know that some of that stuff is, when we see it in the grocery store, we don't even blink an eye. We're used to seeing that kind of debauchery in Black America. We used to seeing that. It's not something that's uncommon. So it's common enough that it won't make you flinch or make you like, oh, no, you don't do that. Because when you see Glorilla acting a goddamn fool, you know that she's for these streets. Everybody knows that she's for these streets. But don't apologize for the gun picture, Glorilla. Apologize what you're doing right now, which is, it's okay. Then Glorilla's like, I heard you don't pay people, and just all, let's just go ahead on and make a fool out of yourself completely. Make a fool out of your complete community, the women, and to be fair to them, what about the women out there who are not behaving like Glorilla? They're looking to do something with their lives and trying to be taken serious. And then the hiring manager that might be non-black will look at a Glorilla video, and these people will just like, well, this is how a lot of black people are. And it could not be the case. But now Glorilla, for money, is out here looking and acting like that. And then you wonder why it's so hard for certain black women to get their respect. Because while you have black women trying to change the environment, same thing with black men. You always have your Pukishas moving the community backwards. Always. Like Outkast said, always like hallways. Always moving the community backwards. Always representing in buffoonery. Always representing in debauchery. Always. Always. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate your follow, you do, subscribe to the bell. I'm out.